Welcome to Digging Deeper.
Welcome to Digging Deeper. So to start off, it might be a little choppy only because this is our first video and we're going to explain what we mean by digging deeper.
Okay, so we decided to do this because, I told her I was gonna say this, because Jessica forced me to do it. Just kidding. Okay, so we decided to do this because, should I say why?
Yeah.
Okay, so because me and Jessica will sit outside and talk literally forever about more than the average like chit-chat conversation, more than like talking about other people, like literally a higher level of thinking, like just digging deeper. So we decided,
so we'll take like one topic and then just kind of just like dig deep, analyze it, and then we'll talk about how like it affects us and what we do to like help ourselves in that situation, or what we think that the other person should do in that situation. So back to the video. Today we're going to be talking about losing yourself, and then like a whole bunch of like subtopics about losing yourself. Like, let's say what you can do to help yourself when you lost yourself, what causes you to lose yourself, or anything like that. So anything else you want to add in?
Yeah, and along with finding yourself.
Yeah, so like the topic is finding yourself, and then the goal is, the topic is losing yourself, and the goal is finding yourself.
Yeah, and the reason we're going to do this is because Socrates once said, an unexamined life is a life not worth living. So I think it's very important to just dig deeper into this and losing yourself. So first we're going to talk about losing yourself, right? So we want to empathize with you guys, so you guys are aware that we've also gone through it as well.
Yeah, so whatever we talk about, because we want to do multiple series of this, whatever we talk about, it's not like we're talking about things that we've experienced. Like, we're connecting with you on another level, and we want this to be like a place where everybody feels comfortable. So if you feel like you've lost yourself and you want to find yourself, give this video a thumbs up so that we know to keep making videos of like, so that we can help each other. And comment down below things that you've done that helps you like, you know, feel better or find yourself, or anything, like any advice, even if it's not about like what we're talking about. Just comment down below what you want the world maybe to know what you've been through, or whatever. You can always contact us via like Instagram or Twitter about anything, and we'll answer. I'll put the link in the description of all of our like social medias.
So we're just gonna talk about losing ourselves. So I can remember a couple times where I lost myself. So I think that losing yourself is a very important thing on becoming the best version of yourself. So I was telling Jessica, you know, like us at this age and young adults, I feel like we lose ourselves on the regular, and then we find ourselves again, and then that's kind of what makes us the strongest versions of ourselves. So but I think this only works if you, while you're going through those times, you develop like laws that you want to live your life, and principles and morals and things like that. And you don't just, you have to literally look within and be willing to find yourself again, because if not, it's a chance, like if you literally don't care, you're not going to come out better. So like, and
also it's easy, it's easy to lose yourself right now, because especially if you're in high school, let's say, and everybody's like shoving it down your throat. College, what college are you gonna go to? What are you gonna study? What are you gonna be? This and that. Every day, ever since like kindergarten, the first thing they ask you is, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're asking like 6-year-old kids, 4 to 6-year-old kids, what they want to do. We have so much to live for, so it's hard to like find yourself through all of that when so the memory chip got full, so it's gonna be a little choppy. So I was explaining that they ask 4 to 6-year-old kids what they want to be, and it's so, you have, from the day you're in kindergarten, there's so much pressure of being someone, like someone, like a firefighter, a doctor, a whatever it is. Like you have to have a label, and that's hard to find yourself or even be yourself when you have a label. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's not really yourself. Yeah. It's like your true self is like your own feelings and following your own heart, but it's like everybody wants you to go on a traditional path, which is
like go to school,
go to college, follow the linear path that's like
by 20 you should have your AA, you should have graduated, and then by 24 you should be like on your bachelor's, and then by 26 you should have your career, and then at 26 you should probably be married by now and then have kids. And it's just like, I don't know,
it's just you can't follow that path. It's like the truest path is going to be, everybody has their own path. It's like we can't sit here and be like, this is going to be the path for you. It's like the only way is if you're seeking out your own self-discovery, your own self path, right? So it's just one of those things. And like, so back to the like losing yourself, I would say like it's very easy. So like I was saying, it's very easy for us to get lost. Like I know I've gotten lost a couple times now, right? Like how many times am I like, yo bro, I have a midlife crisis right now, like you need to help me, bro. Like so I think for me it happened usually like if I do something that's not something that I usually obey by, or something that I really like, just doing something that's not you, that's gonna make you lose yourself. Or doing things like partying and going out all the time, and it might not be what really you want your life to be, and it's like it's very easy for you to get caught up when it's not what you want. So
yeah, because at 21 now you're legal to drink, this and that. It's like, oh, I have to go out, like I've been waiting all these years to go out. And then you go out, like for example the other day on Halloween I went out, and so I had brought Ella trick-or-treating, and then like coming home I was thinking to myself, it's 8 o'clock. I was thinking I could probably just stay home and watch scary movies and it'd be okay, but bought a costume, so I was like, you know what, let me go out. I never go out, so let me go out. And as I was out, I realized that like it's just not, I don't want to go out, and it's okay, you know, like just because like let's say the people around you want to go out, it's okay, they can go out, but you don't have to, you know. Like sometimes you might feel like pressured to like be somebody that you're not that like going out is being somebody that I'm not, because like don't get me wrong, I enjoy going out, but like what truly makes me happy is, let's say like actually just staying home and like reading a book and like meditating and like just like all the boring stuff that nobody likes to do. Like I love to cook, and
yeah, but those are all special to you, and yeah, those are self-care, and those are things that are important to you and stuff like that. And along with the peer pressure thing, that goes back to like a lot of times like people are just, if you don't know who you are, if you don't have, like I was saying, if you don't have principles that you want to live your, like some people want to wake up every day at 6 o'clock, and that's them. Like if they don't wake up at 6, yeah, it's like their own personal goals that they want to live by. And it's like if you get to a place where it's like you don't really know what you want or what you stand for or what you care for, it's very easy to get peer pressure, and all of this is coming from outside influences, and you're just gonna go with it because you don't have anything to stand for.
Yeah.
And that's not, and then you end up being disappointed in yourself, and you just keep digging yourself into a deeper hole. So do you want to add anything else, or talking about if you've ever lost yourself?
Oh my gosh, I lost myself but a lot of times, and she's been there. Like sometimes I'll just sit there, I don't know, like I'm in the shower or whatever, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't even know what makes me happy anymore. Like I don't remember what, especially when I first had Ella. Actually wrong, whenever I got pregnant, I couldn't do what everybody else was doing, so I was like home alone, and because I was pregnant, I couldn't do anything in my eyes, you know. So I stopped, maybe like 6 months in, I stopped like going to the gym. And before going to the gym was super important to me. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. every day, go to the gym, get there around 4:45, whatever, and then go to the gym, and then work out for about an hour and a half, get ready for school at the gym, go to school, after school, go to the gym again.
No,
it was just like, it was like my life.
I'm tired.
I was so happy doing it. Like I was eating better, and I just felt better. And I lost that. Like and meditating. I used to meditate every day before going to sleep, and I just stopped doing it. Or reading or writing or arts and crafts or anything that like I had a hobby, I just stopped doing it. Like my boyfriend enjoys to play video games, and whenever he plays video games, I sit there and I'm like, what am I gonna do?
It's very important to find out like in this video too, and we're gonna be talking about it, it's just very important to find out who you are, because that's
like
always,
separate from somebody though.
Exactly.
You know, because who you are with your friends and who you are with your significant other and all that, I feel like you shouldn't be different, but like, you know, you do different things with different people for sure, but who you are shouldn't change depending on who you're with.
Yeah, your core should always remain the same. But the problem is that a lot of times it's just we don't even know who we are, because it's like, in order to find out who you are, you have to spend a lot of time by yourself, and a lot of people don't like to spend time by themselves, and it's like you have to look within. The only way you're gonna find yourself is by looking within.
It's scary to be alone, because when you're alone, that's when like real thoughts come in, you know, like when you're surrounded with people,
it's always a positive environment for the most part.
Yeah, most part, like it's positive, and like they're there and they make you forget about what's going on or how you're feeling. But when you're alone, it's like you're face to face with like what's going on in your life, and it's okay, you know, like it's okay to be alone.
Yeah, there's literally like, there's a lot of beauty in that. There's a lot of beauty in coming face to face with whatever you're going through, because that's what's gonna make you come out better. It's like you have to go through
like
that.
Life gives you a situation, and in that situation you don't really see the significance of it, or you're like, why is this happening? I promise you there's a reason why it is. Just whatever situation it is, it could either be like an eye-opener of like, okay, I need to change something, you know, like I was just explaining, like when I went out the other night and I was sitting at the club and there's everybody dancing around me, and I just thought to myself, you know, I really need to make a significant change in my life. I don't want this. I want to be like happy, and I didn't feel happy. It's like a change, like a thought.
Yeah, it's like an epiphany.
Yeah,
it just comes to you. You just know.
Yeah, but you have to go through like events. I feel, because epiphanies, it doesn't just like really happen like that. Like
it gets to the point that
happened. Yeah, it's something that happened that made you think about that, and then that.
It takes a lot of work. It's not. I don't think it's something that's like super fast or quick. It really takes like a lot of work, and like along with the discovering yourself and kind of things like that, like I just feel it's so important to be on your own, because it's like if you're like if you tell everybody your problems all the time, it's like everybody else is giving you their input, but everybody's input is not gonna help you. You need to know your own input, and it's like things like anger or every emotion and everything that you feel, like disappointment or anything that you feel within yourself, it's like those are not negative. It's better to feel than to be repressed and to not feel, you know?
Yeah, I feel like we live in a world where like emotions is like looked down upon. Pause. So yeah, like to feel something, or like, I don't know, this whole new thing of like cover your ears, men ain't shit, women are hoes, this and this. Stop. Like it's bringing everybody down, and you bringing somebody else down is not helping you. Like
your energy is literally going down.
Yeah,
you're not raising your energy up, you're just making yourself worse.
Things that like help people feel better is making other people happy. She showed me a video about this guy that was explaining, like, if you're ever feeling down, go do something for somebody and it'll most likely help you feel better, you know? Like, I don't know, help somebody cross the street or mow their lawn or whatever it is, like help your parents with something.
Because it gets you out of your own head.
So there's like two sides. So there's being alone helps you find yourself, but then but don't get too wrapped up in being alone, because then like I feel like you lose like
it depends how you're being alone. Like, so like when it comes to being alone, I really feel like you need to reflect. Like, it's important to reflect and to think and to write down your thoughts and to really figure out, like really set your life, like boundaries for your life and how you want to live your life. But then when it comes to being alone, but if you're gonna be alone and just think negative thoughts,
yeah, like take the alone time and like make it good, make something out of the alone time. Yeah,
like go outside. Like I feel like just connecting with nature is one of like the best things. Guys. Even just for me, like I love being outside at the parks. Like I don't know.
Sorry guys, I was moving the,
so yeah,
the thing that's holding the camera. So with all that being said of like losing yourself and all that, now we want to maybe tell you ways to like find yourself. Not that we're experts, because we're still on the path of trying to really like find ourselves and what makes us super happy.
Yeah, nonetheless, I mean, we're gonna lose ourselves so many more times before we even become so much, like, all of this builds wisdom. So
like she was saying earlier, like monks like meditate for years and years and years before they even like,
yeah, because alright, so yeah, that was what we're talking. Oh yeah, we're talking about like just the brain structure, right? Because it's like your whole life you're raised like an example that I always think about is like judging people, right? Like we are all so conditioned and stuff to judge people. Like you see somebody and sometimes you judge them and you're like, why am I judging this person? Like I don't want to be that kind of person, right? But it's like training your mind, like structurally changing your mind to stop judging people. Your mind, even if you don't say it, your mind still thinks it. So it's like it's like a
conditioning.
Exactly. So it's like minds like, or just anybody just getting rid of that ego and like really rebuilding your brain at this age when you've learned already so much and you have like a certain way of thinking. It takes like, honestly, it takes a lot of work. Like it takes a lot of like self-discipline to get to that point where you can control your thoughts and you're living a positive life, you know? So yeah, in regards to finding yourself, right? How do you find yourself when you're lost? Right? Yeah. First you have to acknowledge that you're lost, right? You need to literally like either not an epiphany, but like, you know, have
a realization.
Yeah, like look back.
Epiphany is a big word. Like a realization of what's going on, because a long time ago I was beyond depressed to the point that I got Baker acted and everything. And one day I woke up and I looked at myself and I just thought, I don't want to be sad anymore. And I wasn't sad anymore. So it's like a realization that I didn't want to be sad anymore. So for you to just, step one, I feel like, is to just realize that you're not you, you're not happy, you're not doing something that's maybe like benefiting you.
Yeah.
And step two would be learn to spend time alone and get a journal.
Yeah. I really think about what you like to do.
Like thinking is strong, but thinking and then writing it down is like even stronger, you know, like
you're making it like physical.
You're making it real,
like it's real.
And you can reread it maybe like in a week and you can think to yourself, wow, I've come a long way in a week. Or maybe I haven't come a long way in a week, you know, maybe you went a little down, which is fine. Now it's time for you to realize again that you went down and like bring yourself up again. So spend time alone and find things that make you happy. What really makes you happy, whether it's lame or not lame, or crazy or not crazy.
And it takes time to find that too, because it's like, you know, when someone asks you what makes you happy, and you're like,
you have to do things.
You're like, I don't know what makes me happy. Like
to figure out. Oh, sorry.
I forgot about this completely. Well, I guess
to figure out what makes you happy, you have to do things. Like, so before I ever tried meditating, I didn't know it made me happy. Or before I went to the gym, I didn't know it made me so happy. Or whatever it is, like arts and crafts or painting, or it could be dancing, like dance in your living room. So a lot of the times I feel when we want to do something, let's say for example, I'll text all my friends, hey, do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go to the beach? One's working, one has to go to her dad's, one has to do this, one has to do that. And I'm acting like I have so many friends. I have like 3 friends, but still.
That's like,
let's say everybody's busy and they can't. So I think to myself, I think to myself, oh, I'm not gonna go anymore because nobody can go with me. But instead, go to the beach alone, and just whatever in that moment you want to do something, just do it. Don't let it stop you. You know, there's like boundaries.
It's just not that nobody wants to go with you, but it's just everybody hates you.
Whatever, dude. Or don't have friends like her, and you'll be fine. So yeah, realizing it, writing down, spending time alone, finding things that actually genuinely make you happy, and also surrounding yourself with people who are on the same page as you. It's hard. It's hard to like be surrounded by people who are
on the same agenda, that have the same lifestyle and everything as you. It's kind of almost pretty impossible.
It is impossible. It's hard because not everybody's gonna have the same life, which is like fine.
But at least
like
people with
a
good
little
morals,
bit,
and good like they have good like a good attitude and good like you can relate to them.
Yeah, and they don't look at you like you're crazy. Like,
and you kind of almost like look up to them, because it's like if you're with somebody that looks like, I don't want to say below you, because you know, like, you know what I mean, but somebody that's doing stuff that you're not really interested in, it's like if you're trying to keep up with them, your energy is literally being dragged down. Whereas if you're with somebody that you look up to, it's like you're literally like going upwards, if that makes sense. I don't know.
No, I agree. But, or following people, like try not to follow people, try to lead people. And which is hard because not everybody has like
leaders.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't think of a situation like, okay, let's say because Susie doesn't like Nancy, I'm not gonna like Nancy either.
Yeah, there's no individuality.
Make your own opinion, and then that'll like kind of guide you to being the person you are, thinking the way you are, to finding who you are.
Yeah.
Because if you're so busy following everybody else, how are you ever gonna figure out like who you are, what you actually think or believe in or whatever it is? And nowadays, like if somebody's religious, they're kind of like thought of as like old school, like
traditional.
If you're religious, just be religious. If you're not religious, just don't be religious. Like, don't let anybody tell you like who who you're supposed to be.
Everybody nowadays is literally the same, right? Like when you go on Instagram, it's like where our mind is conditioned to like everybody's doing the same stuff, like where everybody's trying to be successful, everybody's trying to like be a rapper, be an Instagrammer, it's the same things over and over, but it's because that's all we see. But it's like you don't see the majority of the world that's doing their own stuff. It's like that's not shown on TV. That's not like those are not the top people.
Because they don't matter.
Yeah, but it's like those are the happiest people. And but another thing I wanted to mention too is like on your journey or whatever of finding yourself, it's like you have to find out what caused you to even lose yourself, because there's probably a cause that even made you lose yourself, you know, whether it's like just bad habits, like maybe you're doing things like drinking all the time or partying all the time, and you enjoy it at the time, but that's not really what your inner self is what wants to be doing, you know. So it's like you need to acknowledge that, or like just making mistakes and making things that you're not proud of or things that you don't stand for. It's like coming out of that can take years. Like it takes a long time to get to a place where you feel, you know, like you just kind of let everything go and you like start over, I guess. And you accept yourself. You have to not only accept yourself, but forgive. Yeah, I was like, what's that word? Forgive yourself for even going to that point, because I feel like people think it's like embarrassing to lose yourself, you know, because it's like you have no control over yourself anymore, you're vulnerable, this and that. So forgive yourself for whatever you did, whatever you caused, whatever you said, or whatever it is. Forgive the people around you who hurt you, who aren't even in your life anymore. Because if you think about, and you just sit there so mad about what somebody said or did years ago, they've moved on. So it's time for you to move on too, so that you can be one step closer to finding yourself. Yeah. I think those are pretty much all my advice, pretty much. Just seek within. All the answers are within yourself. You just have to look. But if nobody looks. Nobody can tell you who you are. Yeah, exactly. And also it's like we're so busy. Like, you have to go to work. You have to do this. You're doing that. You're going to the gym. You're hanging out. It's like, actually, like, no, just stay home and literally figure it out. It's like you have to figure it out. You have to ask questions and you have to look. You can't just think about it for 5 minutes and be like, okay, I'm good, like I think I've got it. It takes a lot of time, many years. Like it takes a lot of time to find out who you are. Even it's almost like finding out who another person is. Like I don't know who you are completely in like 3 months. Like it took me years, like, and we're always changing. There's always new things coming out. So it's like you have to even keep up with yourself and maintain yourself, because you're always changing as well and learning. And so so hopefully you learned one thing. We learned, you learned one thing, or I don't know, I feel like maybe this video was like sporadic, but we said that we'd be like going everywhere. So excuse me, like I said, comment down below if you
have any like life advice for anybody else, message us, DM us if you have any questions or like would like advice on anything. We are not like saying that we have all the answers, but maybe like talking to somebody helps. And I mean, we're not really
certified, qualified.
No, we're not diagnosing anybody with anything, but we are here for everybody, whether we know you or not. And thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. We really hope you enjoyed it.
See you at the next.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing this again, hopefully every Friday, but then again, you know, life happens. So we'll be filming on Fridays, most likely posting on Saturdays. And let us know if you like the video so that we can make more.
Yeah.
And any input that you have for us. And good luck on finding yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright. Bye.